These lessons for B.Ed first year exclusively for Pondicherry University, Vasavi College of Education, Pondicherry, and we are dealing with learning and teaching. So learning, domains of learning for holistic development. Educational researchers agree that learning is much deeper than memorization and information recall. Deep and long-lasting learning involves understanding, relating ideas, and making connections between prior and new knowledge, independent and critical thinking, and ability to transfer knowledge to new and different contexts. That is, what is learning? It is not only memorization. It is not recalling the information what you have already. Okay, so you need to understand the concept, and whatever ideas you have, you need to make connections and make real life connections also, and your new knowledge with your past experiences you need to connect. Okay, and whatever you have learned, you need to transfer the new knowledge into different contexts. That is how to use them in different situations, in different contexts. That's what a learning means for holistic development. So this is acquiring any skill which enriches your life. It doesn't have to be taught out of a book by a teacher or somebody. You can learn through your own exploration. That is, you can explore and you can learn through sharing or by instruction from anyone, not necessarily a teacher. Maybe a computer can teach you. Maybe a small sparrow can teach you. A small child can teach you. So it's relatively a permanent change in the behavior or attitude of a person over time. So what is learning? Learning should give you a change in behavior or a change in the attitude. So this is a lifelong process of gaining and using information which is presented to us. The ability to learn is endless as long as the desire is present. We say a teacher is a continuous learner. So if you are a teacher, you need to learn throughout your life. It doesn't end at all. It's only successful when the information gained is used and understood. Otherwise, there is no use of learning. It's the accruing of knowledge, that is collecting of knowledge, that collectively drives behavior development and external interaction, and also behavior modification. Learning is an integral part of every individual's life. It is the very key to growth and development, and hence needs for both students and teachers to be committed to the process. It is further necessary to ensure that the delivery of learning combines generally different facets which have been identified to be the domains of learning. With the continually increasing need to ensure that students are taught with varying strategies and techniques, it is important for teachers to adopt a teaching strategy that combines various domains of learning to enable teaching and learning to be considered as effective. Bloom's taxonomy was created in 1956. What is taxonomy? Taxonomy is classification, categorization, giving a name, nomenclature. Okay, so it is simply classification. This was created in 1956 under the leadership of educational psychologist Dr. Benjamin Bloom in order to promote higher forms of thinking. So what are the higher forms of thinking? Analyzing, evaluating concepts, process, procedures and principles rather than just remembering the facts. So what is remembering the facts? You can call it as rote learning. Now the three domains under this taxonomy, Bloom's taxonomy, are called cognitive. So cognition is mental skill. It deals with knowledge, problem solving, etc. Cognition. Affective. Affective is feeling and emotional. So the attitude and interest everything comes in affective domain. Next is psychomotor. So these are the manual or physical skills. Driving cars, that is using the limbs, it is called psychomotor. So Bloom's taxonomy has been divided into 3 domains: cognitive, affective and psychomotor. Let us learn this in detail. So now let's see the domains of learning. Initially it was developed between 1956 and 1972. So there was considerable contributions from researchers and experts in the field of education. And by Benjamin Bloom on cognitive domain, David Krathwahi affective domain, and Anita Harrow psychomotor domain have been encompassed into the 3 domains of learning: cognitive domain, affective domain and psychomotor domain. A holistic lesson developed by a teacher needs the inclusion of all these 3 domains in constructing learning tasks for students. That is, whenever you teach, you need to make your lesson plan in such a way that all the 3 domains are catered to. The diversity in such learning tasks help create a comparatively well-rounded learning experience that meets a number of learning styles and learning modalities. An increased level of diversity in the delivery of lessons help engage students as well as create more neural networks and pathways that helps with recollection of information and events. The cognitive objectives are knowledge and the development of intellectual skills. This includes recall or recognition of specific facts, procedural patterns, and concepts. That are 6 major categories of cognitive on process. They are from simple to complex. Under affective domain, these are designed to change an individual's attitude. So these objectives refer to attitude, appreciations, choices and relationship. So affective domain includes the manner in which we deal with things emotionally. So the feelings, values, enthusiasm, motivations and attitudes. So the 5 major categories are listed from simple to complex. This all. The psychomotor objectives. Psychomotor taxonomy was developed by Dave and it is skill based and it refers to learning of physical skills. These are designed to build a physical skill and the ability to move or manually manipulate the body to perform a physical movement. So that is psychomotor. Let us see Bloom's domains of learning. The higher order skills are on the top. Now the cognitive, it starts with knowledge, knowing something. Comprehension, after knowing, understanding. From knowledge comes comprehension. Then after understanding, you apply. Then analysis, after application, analyze. Then synthesis, evaluation. What is analysis? Analysis is the whole. The whole is made into parts. Then you analyze bit by bit. So whole into parts is analysis. Now what is synthesis? Parts into whole. So each parts you combine together, synthesizing, combining. So knowledge is just knowing Ohm's law. What is Ohm's law? What's the area of a square? So that is knowledge. Now comprehension, the understanding. So square has 4 sides, all sides are equal. So the area is a square. That is comprehension, understanding. Then applying in doing a problem. Then analyzing, word problem, you analyze and apply. Then synthesis, then evaluation. So this is cognitive domain. Now affective domain. So first is receiving. You receive something. Then you respond. So stimuli and response. You receive something, then respond. Then valuing, organizing, then characterizing. Okay, that is affective domain. Now psychomotor. Perception, you perceive, then set. Guided response, mechanism. Complex overt response. What is overt? Overt means openly. Okay. Complex overt response. It can be seen. That is overt response. Adaptation. Then origination. So these are the Bloom's domains of learning. This is for a better understanding. Hierarchy of cognitive domains. Just now we saw cognitive domain starts with knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis and evaluation. So what is knowledge? Ability to remember facts without necessarily understanding. So what are the verb we can use? Collect. Students collect. Students define Ohm's law. They describe. They find. Identify. What is the radius? They list out. Memorize. Name the area. Order, outline, recall, recognize, repeat, show, state. So all these are knowledge verbs. So these you can use for knowledge questions. Next is comprehension. Comprehension is ability to understand, interpret the learned information. Clarify. Students clarify. They contrast between a rectangle and a square. That is, they differentiate, discuss, distinguish, explain, they illustrate, they predict, describe. So all these are the next level verbs. The third one, application. Apply, assess, calculate, produce, transfer, demonstrate. So all these are ability to use the learned material in a new situation. Analysis. So ability to break down, I told you, no, the whole into parts. Break down information into its components. Analyze, apprise, break down, categorize, connect, criticize, divide. So investigate. All these are verbs for analysis type of questions. Synthesis. Ability to put the parts together, arrange, assemble, combine, compile. So these are construct, design. Now next is evaluation. Judging the value of the material for given purpose. Grading, interpreting, judging. So these are evaluation type of questions. So when teachers write the objectives, they have to use these type of verbs depending on the writing learning outcomes. Bloom's taxonomy is the original domain. From knowledge, comprehension to evaluation it goes. But recently the new domain, there has been a shift and there has been a change. So knowledge has been replaced by remembering. Comprehension has been replaced understanding, applying, analyzing, then evaluating and creating. So instead of synthesis, it is creating. Okay. So this is the new domain. Now here let's see affective domain. So the first one is receiving, responding, valuing, organizing and characterizing. So what is receiving or attending? Willing to be aware of the situation and giving attention by choice, open to the experience. Willingly participating, obedient, volunteers, that is responding. Motivated to invest, chooses to behave in a certain way, begins to identify with a behavior. Organizing, values become systematic. He can compare and contrast the values and choices. So commit to certain values. So that is organizing. Characterizing, acts consistently due to an internal belief. Consistently means the same throughout. Okay, that's the meaning of consistent. He can articulate a philosophy or a worldview. He can break down complex situations and respond accordingly based on the values. So this is the objectives for affective domain. This is again for affective domain. For receiving, the verbs we can use accept, attend. The students accept, attend, recognize, develop. And for responding, complete, comply, examine, respond, all this. Valuing, accept, defend, devote, seek. For the next one, codify, discriminate, display, organize, systematize. For the next one, internalize, students verify. So these are affective domain verbs. So this is for psychomotor. So the educational objective level, just now we saw perception, set, guided response, mechanism, complex overt response, adaptation and origination. So what is perception? Awareness of sensory stimuli, perceiving. And then knows, set, then performs as demonstrated, that is whatever they say, guided response, performs simple acts well, then skillful performance or complex acts, then modifies for special problems, new movement patterns, creating new movements, that is origination. So this is for psychomotor domain. Now let's see the verbs which we use in psychomotor domain. For the first one, distinguish, hear, see, smell, taste and touch. Adjust, approach, so prepare and all that. For guided response, determine, discover, duplicate, imitate, repeat. And mechanism, adjust, illustrate. So how do you use the students? Illustrate. Students manipulate, set up. Okay. Adaptation, adapt, build, change, develop. So organization, construct, create, design and produce. So these are the verbs which we can use for psychomotor domain. So as we saw, learning should be perfect. For that, each individual is different. So we need to know the taxonomy, and whenever a teacher prepares a learning material, the teacher should understand that the three domains should be catered to. That is cognitive, the mind, affective, the heart and the limbs, psychomotor. So all these three, cognitive, affective and psychomotor domains should be catered to. Then only learning will take place. Learning will be complete. Okay. Thank you.